Most ancient mythologies present their supreme deities as untouchable figures. Rulers like Zeus or Brahma sit upon celestial thrones, projecting power downward without absorbing risk. The Norse Allfather follows a different set of rules. Odin is physically maimed. He lacks an eye. He routinely leaves his divine seat to wander the mortal realms, disguised as a beggar, sleeping in the dirt. And according to his own cosmic prophecies, his final destiny is to be eaten alive by a giant wolf. Beyond physical frailty, he experiences intense psychological vulnerability. Every morning he releases two ravens, Hugin and Munin, representing his own capacity for thought and memory, to scout the 9 realms. Every afternoon, the supreme god of this cosmos sits in genuine terror that his memory might not return, leaving him trapped in permanent amnesia. A deity with absolute authority has no obvious reason to live in a continuous state of fear, disguise, and physical limitation. Odin embraces this existence because he is a cosmic systems architect. He understands a brutal rule of engineering. The creator of a complex system cannot test its true limits without subjecting himself to its most punishing constraints. This network map represents Yggdrasil. It functions as the universe's hardware, holding all 9 realms in relation. To access the programming language, an outside perspective is useless. Watch the pathways converge onto a central node, absorbing a user. Odin enters as a direct input. He achieved this by hanging himself from the world tree for 9 nights. He is suspended in darkness, pierced by his own spear, Gungnir. He offers no prayers to higher powers. He sacrifices himself to himself. This initiates a structural mechanic. Modeling consciousness as a flat plane, watch what happens when the knower sacrifices himself. The plane creases, generating an enclosed interior. The agony holds the fold open, allowing abstract symbols, the raw source code, to emerge forcefully from within. Gaining mastery over the system requires total submission. You cannot rewrite the universe until you allow reality to compile you first. After extracting the source code, the architect needed to test the deep memory of his structure. Odin traveled to Mimir's well and traded a physical eye for a drink from the repository of cosmic experience. This transaction creates binocular consciousness. A split-screen diagram illustrates the result. On the left, we see the surface world of geometric shapes. On the right, we see the underlying structural framework. Odin's remaining eye sees the manifest world, while the well eye perceives the deep blueprint. Wisdom demands a permanent reduction in power. The god accepts a forever lopsided existence, sacrificing surface clarity to gain the perspective of the architecture beneath it. He applies this principle of reduction constantly. Odin compresses his divine power into wanderer personas, walking the earth as an old man in a wide-brimmed hat. He adopts hundreds of fake names, asking questions to which he already knows the answers. A god sitting in glory on a throne receives highly distorted, performative data. Mortals tell the deity exactly what they think he wants to hear. A beggar sitting by a fire in a human longhouse receives pure, honest data. The disguise acts as an instrument for genuine encounter. The architect must inhabit his own architecture in disguise, because the view from the top is incomplete. To truly understand the actual texture of human life, the cosmic creator has to descend completely to the ground floor. The entire Norse system relies on an intimate vulnerability, a sworn blood brotherhood between Odin, the architect of memory, and Loki, the agent of chaos. A static universe achieves nothing. A system designed for transformation requires a mechanism for disruption. Amnesia and chaos provide the friction that forces the structure to evolve. In Norse culture, a blood pact makes 2 beings part of the same substance. By blending his blood with Loki's, Odin ensures that any act Loki performs, including the murder of the god Balder, is powered by the architect's own life force. The designer is literally hardwired into the system's most destructive moment. A perfectly designed system intentionally contains the seeds of its own obsolescence. The architect does not try to banish the agent of chaos, but binds himself to it, embracing the bug as a vital feature. This engineered obsolescence triggers Ragnarok, the inevitable system crash. Here, a colossal, shadowy wolf jaw opens infinitely wide from earth to sky. This is Fenrir, consuming the Allfather whole. Fenrir is the child of Loki. Because Loki and Odin share a blood bond, the giant wolf carries Odin's own blood. When the beast devours the architect, it executes the final apocalyptic iteration of the sacrifice on the tree, myself to myself. The architect dying inside his own creation is the final proof that the system is honest. The designer weaves the veil of destruction, but he refuses to exempt his own eyes from wearing it. Odin's conscious suffering allowed him to map the structure of transformation, creating the prototype for the involuntary exiles he would later design for his son Thor. The architect suffers with awareness so that the student can transform through the technology of genuine total forgetting. Real power in this cosmology avoids the safety of the throne. The highest authority belongs to the designer who acts as the primary test subject. Before deploying the technology of sacrifice onto anyone else, you have to be the one who goes first, bleeding into the soil of the system you built.